Hey guys, I'm just dressed like a princess and getting day drunk by myself. Sometimes you just have one of those days where you're just like, let me throw on a tiara and the best dress I own and just get sloshed. And today is one of those days. And I decided, what a perfect opportunity to tell you guys a pretty ridiculous story that happened to me a few weeks back, which actually catapulted me into not wanting to date any longer. I was on Tinder for almost a year and I think I'm done. I'm over it. I'm good. I'm good on that dick diet. Like, I don't want no more dicks. I have been preparing this video for about 3 weeks now, and I finally feel like I'm ready to talk about it with you guys. So let's just get into it. So I matched with this guy. We're gonna call him Grandpa Joe. Perfect name for this guy. So Grandpa Joe and I matched on Tinder. Now I have my age setting on Tinder set from like 30 to 45 because 45 is like really as old as I will go. Anything past that, I might bring you to my parents' house and they might start being your friend, and then before I know it, you're playing shuffleboard on the weekends, and that's just weird. So I matched with this guy who's 45 years old. We were talking. He seemed really cool. I was looking through his pictures. He didn't have anything written in his description, which I don't usually like. I like when people can just write at least 1 or 2 sentences about themselves. Like, at least let me know what kind of food you like to eat. Let me know that we're on the same page. Do we both like the same things? Are we both mutual fans of Buffalo Wild Wings? Do we both like pizza? I would like to know these things before we go on a date and potentially consider our lifelong future together. His pictures seemed a little dated, and in my mind I told myself that maybe they're just dated because he's a hipster. Maybe they look dated because he's an avid fan of the sepia filter. I'm not so sure. We were talking, and then eventually we exchanged numbers after a few days of talking on Tinder, because it's kind of annoying to talk through Tinder. You have to keep reopening the app, and then you have to see all the other creepy guys you're talking to. It's just not a good time. He's from New York City, so he said that he would like to take me out to dinner. Now, when have I ever been a girl to say no to a free meal? He wanted to take me to this really, really expensive restaurant. I didn't really know what to say, but then I'm just like, you know what? I might as well go out on this date, because when else is my broke ass ever gonna get to go to this restaurant? And even if the date sucks, I'll be sipping on champagne and eating caviar all night, so might as well. Just kidding, that's pretty terrible. But I actually did like the guy, and I did tell him, like, you don't really have to take me to a place this fancy, but I mean, if you want to, by all means. We set the date, and I got really dressed up, and this is my favorite thing about dates, is I really like to get dressed up and put on a cute dress and do my makeup, because I have all these nice clothes in my closet that I've been hoarding for years now. I wasn't able to use them when I was in a relationship because my asshole ex-boyfriend never took me anywhere, so now I have all these nice dresses. I'm like, boys, take me out. So I'm on my way to the restaurant and I'm super nervous because I don't know what to expect. I just start to realize that I don't really know anything about this guy. But that's kind of the exciting part of it. You don't know what you're gonna get. It's like putting a blindfold on and sticking your hand in a bucket of lobsters. Tinder's kind of like the Russian roulette of the dating world. So I get to the restaurant and he texts me and he says that he's already inside and he's waiting at the bar. So let's go to the bar, have a couple of drinks, and then our table will be ready for us. So I walk into the restaurant, which is very dimly lit. I can't see very well. And as you guys know, I have really terrible eyesight. I don't usually wear my glasses though, and I most definitely don't wear my glasses on a first date, because Stephanie with glasses is like a 6 and Stephanie without glasses is like a 7.5. So I'm gonna try and utilize that extra 1.5 points as much as I can, especially on the first date. I am looking around the bar and I can't see him, and I mean, I've never met him, so all I have to go off of are these pictures that I saw on Tinder. So I'm squinting my eyes as hard as I can, because sometimes when you like squint your eyes and you like do this, you can like see a little bit better. And then suddenly I see this guy get up and I'm like, okay, who's this man getting up? Is that my date? And then he comes closer and closer, and I look at him, and as he gets closer, he becomes more visible, and I'm thinking to myself, that can't be him. That's not him. That doesn't look anything like him. If anything, that looks like that dude's grandpa. Maybe he brought his grandpa to the first date. Should I have brought my grandmother? Is this a double date? I had no idea. I missed the memo. Automatically, I'm just feeling like a total asshole. I missed the memo. I was supposed to bring my grandmother, who's actually married, so this would have never worked out. So he gets closer to me, and my heart is literally beating out of my chest because this man looks nothing like his pictures. And his profile said he was 45, but this man doesn't look 45. I mean, he could be 45. Maybe, if he had like a really, really stressful life. I just decide to go with it. I follow him back to the bar. You know, on second thought, I should have probably turned around and just like ran. I'm at that point in my life, it's like my quarter life crisis. Whenever I am put into a really awkward and weird situation, I just go with it. So we're sitting at the bar, and the bartender comes over and he's like, what can I get for you, ma'am? And I'm just like, I'll have champagne and a shot of tequila, thank you very much. I was gonna have to bring in the big guns that night. There was no way that I was going to come out of this experience sober. Usually when I meet people and the first thing I do is take a shot of tequila, it means I am trying my best to like you. Finally, our table is ready, and by the time our table is ready, I'm a little bit buzzed and I'm feeling a little bit ballsy, so as soon as we sit down at the table, I'm just like, dude, let's talk about your Tinder profile. Why do none of your pictures look like you? And his answer was, I don't really have any recent pictures of myself. Well, that's quite unbelievable because I personally have 5,000 photos just on my iPhone, which maybe 3,000 of are selfies. I just accepted his excuse. I was like, okay, that's fine. He's been in a bomb shelter since World War II. No one's told him the war ended, and the only pictures he has are from his childhood. I just needed to get away from there, so I just excused myself and I went to the bathroom, and I'm sitting on the toilet and I'm just like, can this toilet please be a time machine so I can go back 3 weeks from now and just not swipe right on this guy? And I look at my phone while I'm sitting on the toilet, and I decide to go back onto Tinder. My mind cannot grasp what is happening, so I'm looking at his Tinder profile and I see that he's added a description. That wasn't there before. What the fuck? His description says, not 45, I'm actually 60. I'm on a date with a 60-year-old man. So I go back and I sit down. At this point, I just don't even care anymore. And I'm just like, you know, your profile says that you're 45. Are you 45? And then he tells me that because his Tinder is linked to his Facebook and his Facebook has the wrong date of birth for him, that it automatically says that he's 45 when he's in fact 60. So this whole entire thing has been a lie. Of course, I didn't say that because I'm a passive-aggressive bitch. As soon as I found out that he is 60 years old and looked nothing like his pictures, I was like, I'm kind of done. I'm kind of good. I'm gonna go home and watch some Netflix and cry. So we finished up the date and we're walking out the front doors, and he asks me, you know, you want to go somewhere else? You want to go have a drink somewhere else? And I'm just like, I'm good. My dog has really bad separation anxiety, and he's already been alone for like 2 hours, so I think I should get going. And that's how that date ended. And then he texted me a bunch of times afterwards trying to reconnect. You know, 60 is really not that old, but I'm just not interested in dating 60-year-olds. I'm not interested in dating people that are older than my parents. That's just weird. But that was honestly by far the worst and most awkward Tinder experience of my life, and after that happened, I deleted the app, and I think I'm good. I think I'm done. So that is it for today's terrible Tinder story. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video. Bye! Okay, I'm a little drunk. I'm not gonna lie.